Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Okay, that sounds fine. Post a link in a couple places and then we can get going. Again, it's a Sunday, so nothing is really happening in the markets since they're not open, except for cryptos, of course. So probably not going to be doing too long of a live stream this week. I'm not looking at anything really too live, except that crypto, as I mentioned. But yeah, let's see what we can get to. Let me post this to everyone, the link for the stream, and there we go. Yeah, there we go. So let's start with the usual ones. So requests first, and then everything else, just to prioritize everything. So we had a few stocks. So starting with Microsoft, let's start with this here and go to the watch list. So MSoft, where we got it? Microsoft, there we go. Now, this is interesting. The amount of a dump we got. Okay, before that, actually, let me just turn off this. If this is a file wave here, then obviously no longer it can be a start of anything. It can be only a well, the end of something. The issue with that is that it kind of looks weird, since this looks like 5, so it has to basically be an ABC of this, and this would need to be the first structure of this whole thing, so we would have to have something like that. But we have confirmed that the major higher degree B is not here, just by getting over this. But again, we got another structure that looks impulsive to the downside, which is not a good thing. However, again, we got another impulsive structure to the upside this time. So I think we have to just wait. Generally, when we got these kind of dumps and we get another fire wave to the other side, I'm not quite sure if this is finished or maybe needs one more high. So this would be at 1, 2, 3. Let me label that in. So 1, 2, maybe this would be a 3, 4, and 5. If this comes back into an area of demand somewhere in here, I'd be interested in looking for a long setup instead. So somewhere in here, this is quite high. I probably don't like that. Let's see some volume, because we are still within the same range. Maybe there is some, well, there is a point of control right here. Some volume nodes here and right at the monthly. Not really too much confluence I see at the moment. Maybe a fib retracement of some sort here if it's better. I want to be longing below the 618. Well, maybe if it gets back to the 786, maybe then I would be interested in. If again it comes down in 3 waves, so then I would be interested. And another thing I would like to like for this to happen is it does not take out the high here, because if it takes out the high, it again allows itself to be a end of something, because I don't like the truncations. It could be some kind of a weird diagonal here that ends up here, and we would have some kind of fire wave. But if it takes or comes back into some kind of previous high or something like that, I might actually want to be looking for a short here, 2 dailies, weekly, unclosed ones here. So that is interesting. But yeah, but if it takes out the high, I'm not really, might not look for a long anymore. at least against the low here. But we'll take a look at that once that happens again. But yeah, my bias now here would be, if you come down in 3, I might be looking for a long here. SMH, next. It took another move to the upside, let's see. It might be that we are still in some kind of wave 4 here, since we are looking like it could be extended. It didn't extend to 1.618, which is kind of bad. The wave 4 that I was looking for was more like sideways here, but we got this more of a zigzag. It could be that we have something like that as well. 1, 2, 3. We still have that divergence here, and most likely, since we went sideways, if we get one more high, I might be looking for a short opportunity here. The issue with that is that this potential third wave did not extend, so there is a chance that fifth wave is going to be extending beyond the 1-to-1 extension of this wave 1. So you might be looking at a short that is actually something like this, or maybe you want to risk this a bit less. Not the best look. Trying to catch a knife on these is always very risky, so I wouldn't really go on a big position on this, and we definitely need to be looking for the wave 4 first, and then look for another divergence locally here inside that potential fifth wave, and those divergences to be still in play, and only then, if that happens, I would be looking for that potential short. Have some kind of alert up top, and should be fine for now. NVIDIA, let's get rid of these. Some kind of 1, 2. We are some kind of third, fourth happening here. I'm pretty sure that looks like it. It could be that it is just part of this, but it's also a chance that we have this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we want to be most bearish, well, this is the most bearish that we have topped. Is that too relevant yet? Not really. When am I going to be preferring this option? Is when we are starting to take out the previous wave 4s to the downside in impulsive manner. Sure, we did have a drop there, here, during the open on Thursday, but since then, again, we just went sideways. Could we be catching up some kind of 1, 2s? I mean, maybe. This would have to be a 1. Yeah, and then some kind of a flat here, and then another dump. So this would be a 1, 2, 1, 2 of smaller degree, and 1, 2, as long as it doesn't take out that high here, 1220 high. This is still in play. Okay, but we'll see. I don't really think too much of that. I think that wave 1 might be extended. Let's see the macro targets for this. So I think we had some extension on fifth as well. Yeah, we did. So it could be that we are getting an extension on this fifth wave as well. Let me categorize these a bit. So these would be so this is done. Don't need that. But yeah, potential that this is third wave. If we take out this high, I think we are still within a third wave here. This is the highest high, which entails generally that this is the third of third, meaning that this 3 would be up in here. Okay. here we have that highest high. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it could be that we are just creating a wave 4 here, higher degree, and then one more pump, and then these shift over. But we'll see, we'll see. If we don't take out these lows, then we still can get higher. I'm going to be setting alert there and setting alert above the all-time highs now. This is like the most massive growth you can see here. Again, macro here is sketchy. It is sketchy. 1 2 1 2 1 2. So this would be a third wave of this super cycle. And I don't want to be seeing that, because again, we had a potential, if this is the same cycle, we had a wave 2 being a running flat, which is of course a positive sign, but it's a flat on wave 2, which means that for alteration to happen, this would need to be a zigzag. But I'll be right back in just a moment to get a drink. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. So where were we? Yeah, macro on NVIDIA. So yeah, this is very scary. If we have this potentially ending, wave 4 could be very sideways or very fast since the alteration. The previous wave 4s have been quite short, but they have been very radical. So we'll see how that is going to be taking place, if that even happens. Yeah. Let's see. What else did we have? Amazon is next. AMZ, there we go. The X wave was a possibility. We did take out the all-time highs here on Amazon, which allows this whole thing to be a B wave instead of X. This is old labeling. It's also a possibility that this is actually a 5-wave structure here, as I've labeled it. The issue with this as well is how low this came, this wave 4, since the extension. Although it did get close to the 1.61, it didn't get quite there. Let's see the log scale version of regular did get to the 1.618 here, but we had a massive extension on 5th. We are getting some divergences here, and all the way from here, from potential third of third. So at some point they're going to be playing out. Sneeze. So again, don't know when, but at some point they might be happening. This sure could be a wave 4 of this last leg here as well. We haven't broken anything to the downside yet. Also the structure that came down, or we came down with, originally I wanted to be shorting the rise up, but if only this was something like this to get some kind of decent looking 5 wave. We never got that, but instead we got this dump and then a recover. It might be that it is some kind of a diagonal into the end, and that is finished, but there is also a chance that this whole thing is just an ABC based on the extensions. I think it was very close to 1-to-1. Yeah, pretty much exactly the 1-to-1 extension. So again, A, B, and C with some kind of diagonal here. Very overlapping structures here, so I feel like the structure, however, is more of a corrective structure, this whole thing. So maybe some kind of 3-wave, which generally means that it's a correction of a previous structure, either this here or something larger or previous to it here. And what that means is that we are looking for a continuation to the upside. Do I see any kind of tradable pattern here? Unfortunately, no, I don't. Let's see. So those were the stocks or the requests that I had. Let's see the other ones. Start with the indices. We had the opportunity of having this 5 wave. Let's see, did we actually take out the high here? We didn't. So again, at this point again, although we did get to the 1.618, we never got that 4th and 5th wave that we should be looking for. And for a potential 5 wave, this is very small in comparison to this. This was a massive dump here on Dow. It looks a bit different on ES since we took out the high here already previous to it. So I don't think it makes too much sense that this would be anything impulsive to the downside. Here on ES, I would be looking for shorts though, based on this being a 3-wave, and this to me looks so far like a 3-wave though. I had this a potential triangle here. It's also possible that this is an A. Let me label that in for you. So A, B, and then a wave 1, 2, looking for 3, 4, and 5. So that has the chance of being finished. The extensions here are decent into the 1.236, and with the triangle option, it would be close to the 1-to-1 extension. So either one works fine. So ABC, I would be looking for a low retracement and then looking for a short opportunity, very similar to this whatever we had. So currently, let's see if we have some levels there. There is a couple of daily levels above us. Let's go to 5-minute time frame. We had a dump here, a rise. Let's see, this is a new low here, and this more looks like 3. Maybe get another, some kind of ABC structure here. Just by looking at structure, this, although it can be the start of something, it can also be the end of something as well, unfortunately. With that in mind, you would have a structure here where we are looking for a partner leg for it still. If this happens, then we might be looking for another structure like this, similar to the downside, before we are getting this here. But yeah, if we want to be trading this, I would be looking for something like that to happen. Look for a liquidity taken above these highs here into here, somewhere in these areas, and this would be the trade here somewhere, something like this, and trading back down. At least these spot could be targeting these lows as well. Monthly VWAP is still way lower, which is again yet another area of interest. But yeah, shorts for ES I would be looking for. There was that 3-wave. We never did get this much of a dump here on, let's see, which one was it? Dow? Yeah. We never got that rise either though. Like if we are just comparing this here and ES, we never got that high rise, but instead we just got this where we could, I guess, draw this into being a diagonal. And if we want to have this as the start of something, we would be looking for short opportunities as well as we're here. This is not very strong looking at all. Very weak in comparison to ES and Nasdaq. Both ES and Nasdaq had this rise, however it was in 3, but again it didn't rise as much at all, Dow. So gotta be, if you want to be shorting, I would just go shorting all of these and split the position a bit. Of course Russell being Russell and not doing much. We had this potential structure to the downside as well as a start of something, but none of the other indices showed anything like that, so that's why I wasn't really paying too much attention for the short, although this would have been a really decent one. ABC here against the high, this one here. Kind of weird structure wise here still. But yeah, ES indices are still providing short opportunities in my opinion. Tesla. We never got down yet, low enough for me to be interested in. Still got alerts below. I want this whole thing to come down a bit. I can stack up some Tesla, and then maybe this runs, maybe it doesn't. I think this is a decent trade opportunity. GameStop, I got out. I posted this WXY into the Discord. I never mentioned that I was going to be taking a long, but I took the long and I exited somewhere around here. We had that Friday dump that scared me, and I got out somewhere since I saw that this line did not hold this area here, and we got a back test from it again and down. So I would have been down 25% more, but yeah, this area here was where I entered. Yeah, it was really a good bet into these highs, but again it came down in 3. I have no idea how I would be labeling that. Maybe it's some kind of expanding diagonal if you want to be super bullish. You could be going long against the low here, and this would be your setup here. Again, it's almost 2 to 1 risk to reward ratio, but coming down 40% in a day. Oof. You gotta hold the volatility in mind on these. This could be an ABC, so I'm not interested in longing. Boeing got a nice rally here into these tops. Well, close to the 1-to-1. I'm not quite sure. I kind of like the idea that this was a flat, since this we already took out the high, and this to me looks like a 5. So I think this is the best ABC. This, however, looks more like a 3-wave, and this, however, looks more like a 5. But I would be interested in potentially shorting this. If we already have like decent divergences, but maybe we haven't seen a proper wave 4 and 5 yet. So maybe a sideways a bit pump, and if the divergences still remain, I might be looking for a short somewhere around the 1.236 to the downside. And well, if this continues to the downside, well, happy days, happy days. Very overlapping here. Not really interested in analyzing that mess. So it looks like some kind of diagonal here at the end, potentially end. Again, very impulsive. This was one of the few major stocks that had this kind of pattern. We could be looking for a 5-way down, but this is pretty much the same size in price, and this was faster, which means that again my bias would be upside instead of the downside that I've labeled here. This kind of looks like a very extended ABC here, some kind of expanded running flat with a diagonal at the end. So you would potentially have this, oops, like so. Here you can see that better. This highest high here on 3rd, 3-wave structure 4th, and divergences all around here. Yeah, to me this screams that we need a correction, although the structure wise it's not really pretty at all. Let's see the extensions. Yeah, it doesn't get to the 1.618 though. Shame. Trying to catch these again, as mentioned, trying to catch the fifth waves are already always hard. Generally what you want to do is look for, especially if this doesn't take up the highs, through a pullback longest area against the low. I think the issue was some kind of a, yeah, we had this very sideways structure here since 2022. Sideways structure that goes from 122 to 200. Yeah. So a massive variation here. And these areas where we have had potential previous wave fours could still be wave fours here. It's possible that this is done here, the wave four, and some kind of fifth wave here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we have something else to the downside, or a corrective sideways. But at the moment, I wouldn't really like short this though. Although maybe I'll set an alert if we take. I'll set some alerts here. I'm not quite sure. Arc. It go back into this area of resistance. Got a move from it. Nothing really too much yet. PayPal. Nice bump here. Looks like a potential third wave of something. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, and 5. Something like this. Could be looking for that divergence again. Again, fifth waves. Hard to capitalize on those like last legs. But it could be looking to play here against the highs. Somewhere in here. Whenever we get that rise. There's some areas of interest just below it. And the lower you wait, the better risk reward ratios you get. Palantir, kind of similar. Yeah, very similar. End phase, oof. Move that over here and it looks way scarier. If we move it here, this could be a three wave. More like a sideways area here. This might be an area of opportunity as well to look for a long setup. If we get a sideways into the 1.618, I might be looking at this something against the high. Oh, sorry, the low here. It is massive risk ratios, which is good. Microsoft we already looked at. Nvidia, Bank of America. Nope. This image to look at Google. And the highs already. This looks like a three wave. It might be that this is some kind of diagonal as well here. But the thing here is that we did not go and take the highs, which allows us to look for long setups here. So let's take a look at interesting areas. Here's monthly and a daily stacked up together. Looking for something like this. I'd be really interested in that. Let's see the volume areas. Fast here. There's also a point of control right below it. So this is a very strong area. Very strong. This is something that I'm definitely going to be looking for. I'm going to be setting a few alerts here. And one more at the point of control. So I feel like this reaction here is going to be fast. Or it just goes straight through. A lot of things here. Volume, daily opens, monthly open. And let's see the retracement. It's probably right around the 618 as well. Yep. Yep, it is. So yeah, is there anything else you can ask from trade? I'm not sure if you can. But yeah, that's Google. That is something that I want to be looking at for sure. Let's see. Then go through the crypto ones. Bitcoin, we had this massive dump. Everything crashed. I can't really say or get any fire wave here or diagonal. I feel like I have to just accept that there might be one. I might be looking for a long opportunity somewhere a bit lower. If we get something like this, there's nothing really here that really excites me too much as a level. Very technical. We had a high taken, we had a low taken, and now we're just going sideways. The all-time highs was taken, at least here. Not all-time highs, the May highs, sorry, was taken, and we got that dump. It is still possible that we are still within the same range, and we might be looking for liquidity on some of the lower levels, but we got everything from the top, so the short or the people who were short somewhere in these areas got beaten, and against here as well. What else? Well, there's not. I don't think there's anything else on Bitcoin. ETH was one of the ones that I watched. It's got really to the 1.236 extension. Got a massive run as well up. I want it to come down before I want to long. Doesn't look too good for a 5-way down anymore. But yeah, ETH was probably one of the better ones. Some of the altcoins have done this and have already taken out the previous low. Kind of scary. ABC, some sort. Quite a few of these. Again, I need to open the door. Give me just a moment. Nani? So, let's see. We've still got a couple more left here. Not going to be spending too much time here now anymore. You probably can hear the dog in the background. Sorry about that. But yeah, for all the crypto at the moment, what I'm looking for is some kind of retracement. It would look the best anyway wise if we get one more low, but I'm not quite sure if we are going to be getting that. But yeah, here we got that 3-way structure, not the best way, but some of these really needed it. Like Phantom here for sure. We got that 3-way. Let's see if actually that got into the 1-to-1 extension. Right into that 1-to-1, yeah. This is an area where we actually could, or an alt where we could actually get a fifth wave down here. This looks very three wave-ish, so 3, we could be getting another run if we get some kind of a WXY to the upside in higher time frame. Again, most altcoins gave us that 3 wave here. If we get this as 3, this is 3, most likely we're going to be getting a 3, but this is where again things go south again, if we even rise up in here, because we're needing a partner leg for this one, because this does not really seem impulsive. Of course we could be getting a diagonal here, but that's less probable. ADA, all of these 3 waves, 3 waves. So yeah, very similar situation for all. Solana, let's get rid of this drawing. 1, 2, 1, 2, very optimistic. But the drawing was the bear scenario where we had 3, some kind of 3. Now this is a potential 3. Again, we did not get anywhere close to where we did on Phantom, for example, lower. So we could be getting this here. Again, it's super bullish. And then we could be getting that 4th wave. Dun, dun, dun. And this should be 5 if we extend that much higher. Yeah, you can see the 3 waves in all of these altcoins, so there's no real point going through all of these. Some kind of triangle here. Yeah, not the best on XRP. Let's see if there was any other requests, just to make sure I don't miss any. Nope, that was all I think. So yeah, I think I'm going to be stopping the stream for now. We went through the indices, stocks and crypto. Let's see the total 3. We were talking about this previously. We could still have this. We could still have an alt season. Hopium. Hopium is real. Hopium is real. Get into that 1 trillion. 1 trillion. Right? We are missing that still, right? I'm thinking so. Yeah, that's a good place to end with the hopium, I guess. But yeah, see you next week again. Bye bye.